Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to BWTM Sports Gaming. We're back on AJ Watch, and when will it end? When will it end with these cringeworthy interviews and shocking statements? The latest statement that AJ has brought to the table is that he doesn't need a trainer. When most of us think that he should spend some time with his new trainer, getting to work with his new trainer, working things out, improving his technique, getting in better defense, maybe not taking the rematch immediately, all those sort of logical things. AJ's come out and said he doesn't need a trainer to beat Usyk. Where are we going with this man? He doesn't need a trainer to beat Usyk. So if he didn't need a trainer to beat Usyk, what was he doing going around America looking for all these trainers? And when he was going on his Leave No Trainer Behind tour, why would he have done all of that to then say he doesn't need a trainer to beat Usyk? I don't understand it. This is the man that told us about loyalty to Rob McCracken, that when we said that he should get rid of Rob McCracken, he turned and said that we're silly, we shouldn't get rid of McCracken, but he's going to add to the team. He's now left from Rob McCracken. This is the man that told us that he didn't need America, but yet he found himself in America training with an American trainer. I'm confused. I'm very confused, and I'm concerned. I remember Dillian Whyte once saying, I think when he first met, when Dillian Whyte and him were at a press conference, and Dillian Whyte turned around and said, "Be yourself. Be yourself. Instead of being fake, Jay, be yourself." And I now wonder if the person we're hearing now in these interviews is actually Anthony Joshua. And I am very concerned about Anthony Joshua now, his state of mind. I'm even wondering, could he have been going through some form of breakdown? Because some of the things he's saying is very erratic. They don't make sense. And whoever his PR team are, they keep putting him out. They keep airing him out all the time. I don't understand why they would do that. Because every time Anthony Joshua makes statements like this, it doesn't do his brand any favors. I mean, surely you'd want to keep those sort of comments on a low key, like out of the public ear. You don't really want to be saying things like that, So it always concerns me as to how people are supposedly in AJ's best interests don't seem to protect him, but seem to put him in positions or seem to expose him for making these statements. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where we're going with all this now, people. Like to know what you think in the comment section as to AJ saying he doesn't need a trainer. Is AJ mentally ready for a rematch against Usyk? Is he aware of what is necessary to beat Usyk in his rematch? Do you think he should take the step-aside money, although they're saying he's refused it, and get time to work with a new trainer? Or do you think AJ's right? He doesn't need a trainer. He doesn't need his trainer. He can go out there and blast Usyk out of there. I'd like to know your thoughts on this one. AJ is a regenerate or extremely deluded. You don't think he's had a breakdown, do you, bro? I mean, is it possible AJ's had a breakdown? Um, yeah, anxiety attacks. I don't know. Could he have had some sort of mental breakdown? I seriously, jokes aside, I'm concerned about AJ. I'm concerned about his mental approach to this rematch, the things that are coming out of his mouth, the things he's saying. Maybe he's always been like this, and Matchroom have always protected him. I don't know. I really don't know where we're going with this AJ story, and every time I think it couldn't get, every time I think it couldn't get worse in something he says, something worse comes out. So, it won't stop until Usyk finishes AJ once and for all. I'm so sick. So sick of his fans. Yeah, I understand. I get that. Because he hit the nail on the head previously. No boxing people is, but the things he's saying are very, 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 very naive, and all you're doing is it's just feeding energy to Usyk. Usyk's listening to this stuff and going, "You don't need a trainer to beat me." Maybe I should be saying that shit. Maybe I should say that shit because I beat you so easily. I don't need a trainer to beat you. I mean, you just got your ass whooped by a guy that's moved up into the heavyweight division. You got your ass whooped. And you talk about you don't need a trainer. I mean, if you'd whooped Usyk the first time round, I'd have got that. But you don't need a trainer, and you got your ass handed to you. You're the landlord. You got your keys taken off of you, and the property taken off of you. Huh? Where we get AJ? Where are we going with all this, mate? I don't know. I really don't know. You know, shouldn't have been a rematch anyway. He would be retraining out the spotlight. Wilder did a new interview. Says he's taking a trip to decide to continue or not. If he quits, I get it, as his richest thing. But I'd lose some respect because he's quitting due to embarrassment. Well, he hasn't. He hasn't. Well, the thing about Wilder is this. We go back to this thing about the glove gate. I was expecting to hear something legal come out from Wilder's team, and we haven't heard anything at all. It's all gone quite quiet, you know. And I don't know now because that would have been something he could have used. I don't know to generate some form of a, he was right about what he was saying. I don't know I don't know what the things happening behind closed doors of that one. I really don't. I thought if legally he was saying that Fury cheated and he could prove it and he had the paperwork to prove it, all the stuff to prove it, as people were saying. I would like to see Wilder come out and do something about that. In terms of him retiring, I don't know where he's going with Malik Scott, to be honest, because I don't think Malik Scott's the man for him. That's my opinion, based on what I've seen. But he's 35, 36 years old? But heavyweights get better as they get older, they say. I don't know. Wilder came to box to support his daughter. He made money. Yeah, that's what he did. So in terms of that, he's overachieved. 9, 10 defenses of the WBC title. Fought in one of the biggest, a massive trilogy. Made lots of money from it, and secured his daughter's life. And so I think that's he should be commended for that. AJ's head is not in the right place, and Usyk is going to take him to another level when he beats him again. I agree with you there, John. Fury had too many advantages. Judges, refs, Fury with this unbelievable stamina, politics. Yeah, well, But he's like the Houdini, isn't he? As he said, he's like the Houdini. You know, Wilder couldn't nail him with a finishing punch, and it seems now legally he can't seem to finish him either. So we'll have to wait and see. Um, I don't actually want to see Deontay Wilder fight again. To be honest, I don't. I think he's done all he has to do in boxing. He's proven himself in boxing, so I don't really want to see him box again. I really don't. It's not something that interests me at all. You know, he's done what he needs to do in boxing. So, yeah. I'd like to see him retire, personally. If AJ loses again, it's a shame. Not really. I don't think it's a shame. I think it serves him right for being so damn arrogant. Good evening, Ingram. You know, you're flipping you're a professional fighter and you're training in the amateur gym. And it's not like you didn't know. You've had Klitschko and training with Klitschko for you training with Klitschko. You know what a professional camp is like. And you ignore all that and you still train in an amateur gym. So I just 100% why he would quit. He's filthy rich. But you ask yourself this. Had he won the third fight versus Fury, you damn well he would not have been considered retirement. So I can't respect that. I hear that. I hear you with that. But, you know, I think man has done what he's had to do in his life, I guess. Beautiful, his girlfriend, wife, beautiful girlfriend, lovely daughter. He's looking after, and filthy rich, and he's probably made smart investments, Wilder. So why the hell do you want to keep getting your heads bashed in for what? So I'd like to see Wilder retire. I'd like to see him retire now, and I'd like to see him retire. I hear there's an Andy Ruiz fight, but if his heart's not in the game, it's a horrible sport to be in if your heart's not in the game. Do any of the trainers want to work with AJ? Arrogant people can really grate on you. Well, I don't know. I too wonder where Wilder goes from here. He's defended his title 10 times, made money to take care of his ill daughter. And what fights are there? He couldn't get the AJ fight. Yeah, that's about the only fight. That's about the only fight I'd want to see. No, there's two fights I'd like to see. AJ versus Wilder and White versus Wilder. They're the only two fights I want to see. And from a curiosity standpoint, whether Wilder can land that right hand on Usyk's chin and what would happen. And keep in mind that Wilder's 35-36, not 26. Yep, that's true. But in the heavyweight division, age isn't so much of an issue. It's at the lower weight divisions. That's where the age is a problem. Lose boxing until he's 40 plus it is. So, yeah. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. In terms of Dillian White, I believe that some stories going around the contract hasn't been sent. Other stories are that he's waiting to get a deal with Sky Sports. Other people are saying he's going to drop out the fight with Fury, and he's going to try and fight Joshua. I've heard so many different stories. We just have to wait and see. Right. It's a silly question to ask, but do you think AJ can beat Usyk without a trainer? Looks like AJ is going to train with Angel. Sad. Uh-oh. If Wilder gets the AJ fight while they're pushing 38 by then, which was always Hearn's plan, make the Wilder fight when Wilder's past it and AJ will beat him at that point. Lennox Lewis. That is right. I was boxing until 40. But that's because I'm a pugilist specialist. Special breed I am. White's very quiet. Yeah, well, you keep very quiet if you're not getting paid. You keep very quiet if the terms are not to your liking. You keep very quiet if contracts haven't been signed. You keep very quiet if you I don't know. There's lots of reasons to keep quiet. Shields fight tonight. What did you think? I wish he'd sit down on her punches more. Lennox never fought after age 36. I thought he was 40 when he fought. Oh, probably I was wrong. I stand corrected. Yeah, Shields did what she had to do. I want to see her fight Clarissa Shields. I want to see her fight Savannah Marshall. I think it's going to be an amazing fight. And I want to know how Shields deals with Savannah Marshall's power. That's the interesting thing there. You know, Shields' work rate, Marshall's power. If Shields can get on the inside of Marshall, that's going to be something. But that right hand, that power of Savannah Marshall is something. There were 2 times Floyd Mayweather had to box without his trainer. Midway through the judo fight and 2 times after his father was jailed. You have to be gifted to do that. AJ is not. Emma Cousin had power. It didn't matter. Savannah won either. Yeah, Emma Cousin and Savannah Marshall are 2 different animals, though. I think Emma Cousin, 23 years old, you're looking at Savannah Marshall, who's got a different type of pedigree, a world champion in her own right. I think it's a different story. Different story altogether. AJ needs to ask, what should I throw? Oh, boy. Yep. Let me get out of here. Ponytail. Keith Once Upon a Time Thurman is back. You know what? I'm going to bed. I'm not even going to watch Keith Thurman fight tonight. He's fighting against a guy who's coming up in weight. They're desperately looking for Keith Thurman to get a knockout. All those years out, hopefully Thurman's shoulder would have healed up. But I don't give a damn. I really don't care. I just hope that Marshall doesn't try that straight of European style that Christina Hammer did, plays right into Shield strengths. No, he won't. Because if you look at the Peter Fury style, it's very herky-jerky, using the arms and all that movement. So I don't think... I think Keith loses. I don't care about Keith Thurman anymore, to be honest. I really don't. Once upon a time, I cared about Keith Thurman. Not anymore. Do you think Eubank should go back to Nate or stick with Roy? I think he should stick with Roy. I think it's a process. Barrios is a live dog. He could beat Keith. I hope he does. 3 years out of the sport and thinks he's coming back and KOing someone straight away. Well, I hope he gets beat tonight. To be honest, I've just lost my whole interest in Keith Thurman. I really have. Just not interested in him anymore. Really not interested in him. I would stay at all late night to watch Keith Thurman fight. I was one of Keith's biggest fans, but just not interested anymore. He doesn't show. He doesn't give me the impression of a guy who really wants to be in the sport of boxing anymore. He seems like a guy who's just in it for payday, but not actually wants to be committed to the sport long term. That's what it seems to me. So, yeah. Right, I'm out of here. Have a great night, everybody. And enjoy the boxing. That's on tonight. Take care.